Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV and tweet me too while you're there at Rhina Valentin. Our next guest is a musical talent who is known for his spirited and gypsy soul style, incorporating everything from rumba, flamenco, jazz, and even R&B throughout his musical career, that is. And he has performed with musical legends such as Paul Simon, Mark Anthony, Tony Vega, and Tito Puente Jr. And he's graced the stages of Lincoln Center, Webster Hall, along with numerous other venues throughout the U.S., Puerto Rico, and Canada. And here to share more about himself, along with his upcoming musical projects, we welcome singer and songwriter Edwin Vazquez.
Thank you, Rhina, for having me on BronxNet.
I want to congratulate you for being here at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because that's like a curse for
yeah,
musicians.
I know. It's,
I
it is,
acknowledge you.
It is. Thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate that.
It's a big deal.
It's something not everyone knows, you know?
It's a big deal. It's like,
It is.
the curse of the musicians having to wake up early in the morning.
Yeah, last night was, I think it was like 4 a.m., 4:30.
Ouch.
You know, yeah.
You were performing till 4 in the morning?
No, I get back really late
Okay.
from performance last night, and then it's a matter of settling and make sure that I have everything ready for today.
Right. Well, we're happy to have you here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I'm honored to have you here because I'm like, Edwin vino a cantarme. But let's talk a little bit about your journey because
Okay.
I'm getting used to my new seat here. So
Yeah, you look
I'm
comfortable.
like, I got a new chair. You actually started out as a freestyle singer.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my God.
You are like right there with me. Yeah.
So I was listening to your song last night.
Okay.
And I said, OMG, Edwin Vaz.
Yeah. Eddie Vaz.
Eddie Vaz. Eddie Vaz. It wasn't
Which
even
my
Edwin.
father was not very happy with at the time because we're Vazquez, obviously.
Right.
He was like, eso no se puede ser. You know, nosotros somos Vazquez, se queda con Vazquez, has to stay with Vazquez.
All right.
You know?
Well, you're back to Vazquez.
Yeah, I'm back to
right?
Vazquez.
And the reason I brought that up is because of your musical style. You, even in that song, although that was so many years ago, there was an undertone of Que Bonita Bandera.
Oh, yes.
There was, right?
Yes, absolutely. You got a good ear. I mean, you were singing the progression before and everything. We might reveal a new career.
No, I know.
Another
my
career.
50th career.
Yeah.
No, the reason I'm saying this is because obviously, you know, your heart is with Puerto Rico right now during
absolutely.
these days. But just even back then, you had this undertone of uniqueness in having that cultura be a part of your musical development.
Absolutely.
And let's just share with everyone how where you've come from since then, or how far along you've come, I should say.
Yeah, well, it's been
In style too.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good question. I mean, when you're in New York, you have all these influences here, you know, and I think artistically, as an artist, you can't help but absorb those influences. You know, you can't help but feel them. They become a part of you. The next step is to implement them in your technique, in your playing, execute them in your performance, and finding a way of putting it on the canvas, musically, melodically, lyrically, communicating that to your audience.
And you know, your humbleness and the humility that you just carry, it's really, I mean, how is it working with artists like Paul Simon and Mark Anthony? I mean,
it was great. I mean, I remember when I first met Mark, he was really so humble. We spoke like we had just met. We spoke for 20 minutes straight. And it was at the Armenian Hall where we were first to perform together. You know, and we were backstage, and this is way back though. His hair was that long.
Right.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, I remember that phase.
And,
That was that freestyle phase.
Yeah, I mean, no, actually,
No, not for him, but
he was. You know what? He had just returned from doing a performance at Madison Square Garden, and he was dizzy. He was like, I can't believe I just came from performing Celia Cruz, all these wonderful people. You know, I remember it was just mind blowing for him. You know. And I was like, I want that.
Well, and he got it, right? He declared it, and it presented itself now.
Yeah.
But here we are, Edwin Vazquez, who just did this amazing recording with Tito Puente Jr., and you are really standing in the forefront musically for Puerto Rico, and you have all these other projects that are in development that we're probably going to have you come back on to discuss, because I know you've got a big to-do that's going to be happening at Carnegie Hall next year, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
The making of melodies. It's about my journey, which we're talking a little bit of, starting with freestyle and being also. I was also an actor when I was younger. I was given a scholarship for 2 years as a young man, and by Susan Ribin, Hispanic talent. So it's been a long journey. I'm also a painter, so all of that implements itself as an artist for me. I want to incorporate all of that in my performances.
I think they all feed each other.
Yeah.
And it's lovely. Is this what you're going to be giving a taste of at SEA?
At SEA, that's called Intertwine, and it's by Diana Gonzalez. I hope I have the last name right. But we did a play way back, maybe 2 years ago, at Teatro SEA, Romance. And that's where I met Diana. And she's also like myself, where she's very eclectic in her musical approach. Being raised here as a Mexican, Diana, that is, that she wanted to sort of combine other artists like her, like me.
Like yourself, where you can incorporate like poetry and artistry and visual arts and just make it like a whole ambiance and an experience versus just going and sitting with the content.
This eclectic.
Yeah, I like it. I reference it as social consciousness.
Nice.
Yes,
nice.
and so before we wrap this up and you sing for us. All right, I'll share with everybody for us. Do you want to set up the inspiration behind this song? And we have to do it quickly because we want you to perform.
Of course, yeah.
For Puerto Rico.
Well, I mean, I'm a person, I'm just going to be as quick as possible. I'm a person that when I'm affected emotionally by something, it just becomes lyric and melody. It just starts happening. It's like crying. I feel like I'm crying a melody out. And that's what happened with that song.
Okay.
I was so affected that
And a year later, we're probably still feeling the same way.
Yeah.
However, we're going to get a taste of it. And you guys, we're going to take a quick break. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
And you guys, when we return, Edwin is going to perform Puerto Rico Estamos Contigo. So you don't want to miss that.